Yeah. But anyway, back to Wodapalooza. So, um, so you went as a team instead of
Yeah.
going individual. So, and then and also I was looking at your stories. You went there like a couple days before your event was even starting, right?
Well, yeah, I always like to get there. I guess we did technically get there a couple days before. Yeah, I always like to get there like at least 2 days before. Not that not that I have to get like acclimated to anything or anything like that, but I'm not, being in California, contrary to belief, people think it's humid here in California. The first couple times I've heard that, it was like, no, it's not. I just wanted to get a little like used to, or like acclimated to like the thicker air. Because it is definitely, at least for me, it seems a little harder to breathe. Plus, I had uh flashback to Orlando when I was at semis. I had a big scare the day before semis because it's so humid, like it just sucks moisture out of me so much quicker. And like I ended up pulling my muscle. I ended up pulling my pec the day before semis.
Oh,
So
geez.
I wanted to avoid something like that this time around at Wodapalooza, just getting there a little earlier, get my body kind of acclimated to the Florida weather a little bit. And then plus I kind of wanted to take advantage of like, it was my girlfriend was there with me too. And we just kind of wanted to like enjoy like the first night there. And then Thursday we check in, but we don't compete yet. And I just wanted to use that time to kind of like check out the vendors, get all my shopping done, out of the way before, Friday, Saturday, Sunday go time.
Yeah. So, when you were at the vendor village, like who was the one person or people that you were like really excited to see for like the first time?
Man, that's tough. Because there's a lot of people that I just was really excited to see that I only know through like Instagram or
Hmm.
YouTube. Like a lot of the quote Sevonistas. Like we have a little group chat with all the Sevon watchers. I was hoping that they would be at Miami, but I don't think the majority of them ended up going. But of course, like I met Brian Friend back in Orlando at semis, so I was really hoping to run into him again. And then I got to meet Brian Spin of Barbell Spin,
Hmm.
so that was really cool. That was really cool to kind of finally meet him and interact with him a bit. And then plus, like, I wanted to meet face to face with some of the like some of my quote like sponsors. Like I'm a NorCal athlete
Hmm.
uh NOCO USA, the drink. So I got to meet the guy who's head of like contracting their athletes in all over the states. His name's Mickey, something like that. I'm butchering it. So it was really cool to kind of see him. And then plus, like now, like I'm a Swolverine athlete, so it was really cool to see Alex Best, one of the owners of Swolverine, and it was the first time that I got to meet Walter, the other owner of Swolverine. So it was just really cool to like finally meet, a lot of these like the owners of like these companies that I work with and stuff. So that was super dope.
Yeah. So, what was it like seeing Travis from Vindicate?
Oh yeah, that was cool. Meeting Travis too. Yeah, that was dope, man. I walked by his booth and well, actually, he came up to me first. Yeah, he came up to me because he saw me wearing Savon's jersey, and yeah, he's a super cool dude. He's been super supportive of me as well, giving me like a few little like care packages of like CEO shirts and stuff. And I, as a half joke, half like serious, I got me and my girlfriend matching CEO jerseys
Yep.
from Vindicate
Yeah.
for Christmas, and he was super supportive about it because I was like low key getting worried that they weren't going to come in time, and he was like reassuring me that no, the jerseys take a little longer to make, but I'll make sure they get there in time for Christmas, and he was spot on. They got there in time, so if you
Nice.
ever need to make any shirt orders, head over to Vindicate. And plus, he's also doing a super cool thing for the affiliates. Here's another example of like, I mean, maybe CrossFit doesn't quite know about it, but another example of like what CrossFit can do to help support these other companies. But Vindicate is doing like open t-shirts for affiliates.
Yeah, I saw
So like
that. Yeah.
he's got all these templates and designs of like open shirts. You can kind of go through them, see like, ooh, I like this logo. I want to put it on these colored shirts, and he'll put your gym's name on there, everything. So that's super cool. So if you're an affiliate owner out there listening to this, go check out those shirts from Vindicate, and get hooked up.
Yeah.
Make
Awesome.
it easy on yourself. He'll make the open shirts for you.
Yeah. So what was this your first time being there?
No, this is my second time. So
Okay.
so I didn't go last year, but I went the year prior
Oh, gotcha.
with on a team of three. My buddy Albert Castro and Keanu Redongo. We were in the team of three RX, but didn't quite get the full experience of it because one, on our swim event, they ended up canceling it like right in the middle of the event. So I don't remember the event entirely, but we had to all start on the assault rower, and we rode like X amount of meters on the
Yep, I
assault
remember
rower.
that. Yeah.
And we're supposed to run down to the bank, jump into the water, swim across to the other stage, and run X amount of meters on these two assault runners. Well, we went through the row, and we run down to the bank, and I see everyone's been stopped, and I still see the heat before us is they haven't even gone in the water yet. So I'm like, okay, this doesn't make sense, because how the hell are we all going to get on the treadmills? But they've stopped all of us because they thought some girl drowned in the water
I remember that. Yep.
from
I
one
do
of the
remember that.
previous. I think it was like an intermediate team of three women. They thought she drowned and died because I guess she never checked in or something like that. They like, I guess from what I had heard, her two other teammates ended up finishing the whole event. Like they finished the run on their own. Like both of them finished it, and they crossed the finish line, and they immediately went to a judge and goes, "Where's our third teammate?" Because they were just wondering the whole time, like, where the hell is she? And so that immediately rang the panic alarm. So they ended up like searching. There was like fire boats out there. The sheriff was out there. The cops were out there. But it turns out like she just never went in the water, or she just like freaked out and
Yeah,
panicked and just
that's
went
what I heard. I heard she like
and
went
just never checked in with anyone.
yeah, and right when she was going in the water, I think she said like forget this, like, and just like
Yeah.
never went in and just said whatever, I'm done.
So like in that moment, I was legit worried. I was like, "Dang, I really hope this person's like okay." Like,
Yeah,
and
of
plus,
course.
that's the worst thing, especially as like an organization is like Wodapalooza. Like, you don't want that in freaking news. Like, girl drowns at your event. So once I found out that she was just scared and just never went in, I was pissed. I was pissed because I was so excited for that swim. I've been training hard for it and all that. So that, and then plus on the last day there was the lightning delay, so a lot of events got canceled, so we didn't quite get the full or at least I didn't do quite the full Wodapalooza experience that year. So took a year off last year, and then a buddy of mine, Isaac Encinitas from CrossFit 916 in Sacramento here, he hit me up and was like, hey, you'd be down to put a team together and try to go to Wodapalooza. And I was like, yeah, sure. So it was just me, him, and then our boy Jackson Miller out of Diablo CrossFit. We ended up qualifying, and it was a great time. We got to go through all the events, got to do the swim. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. What was the atmosphere like there? Because obviously, like I said before, I've never been there. So, what do you see when you like walk in, you like sign in, and then like you just start your competition, or even like walking around Vendor Village? Like,
It
what's the scene like feel like to you?
it definitely has a vibe to it, like a definite party vibe to it. It's more like a fitness festival than an actual like CrossFit event.
Yep.
It's so much fun. There's so much stuff there to do, like in the event itself. Like you can, as a spectator, sign up for the gauntlet and all that. And the stages are they're very intimate stages. So they're you're pretty like much close to the floor, no matter what stage you're on. It's just so much fun, and then plus the city of Miami itself is a freaking party town with just amazing restaurants and food. So it's so much fun. I guess I mean compared to the games, I've only ever been to the games in Carson, so I can't really compare it to like Madison, or obviously no one's been to the Dickies Arena where it's going to be this year. I still personally think the games is the games. Like that's like the pinnacle of interaction and fun. But in terms of like a more intimate atmosphere of just party vibes and just fun, it's a blast, man. It's a blast, which is why I'm super curious how it's going to transition if they're able to capture that same energy and vibe and bring it to the Huntington Beach one, because it's going to go to SoCal in September, which I'm going to try. I'm going to definitely try to do that one for sure, because I'm super curious. I want to see if they can capture that same vibe in Miami and take it over to SoCal. Because if they're able to do that, I feel like it's going to be even more successful than Miami.
Mhm.
Because the weather, the only downfall about it being in Miami is the weather is so unpredictable. Like
Yeah. Yep.
like it still rained pretty hard, like on two of the 4 days that I was there. So it just wasn't like quite as fun, right? You want the sun to be out, you know. Dude, it doesn't rain here in California really ever. So I'd be especially in that time, like September, like dude, it's gonna be clear sky, beautiful blue. So if they can carry that Miami fun over to Huntington Beach, like I think it'll be more successful than the Miami one.
Yeah. I I saw flights there from Georgia, from Atlanta to that area, and they're pretty cheap
Which
from
area, Miami or SoCal?
SoCal.
Oh, dude, you got to go, man.
So,
You
and
ever
I'm
been to
like,
California?
yeah, I've been to San Francisco, because I was when I was in the Air
That's
Force.
disgusting.
Yeah, it was not the greatest, but when when I was in the Air Force, we had we had to do like a 2-week annual tour at one of the bases for the reserves that I was in. And so one of the options
Mm-hmm.
was like San Francisco, and I was like, screw it, I've never been to California, so
Yeah.
might as well check it out. And so this was like, gosh, this had to be like 9 years ago, so it's not as bad. It wasn't as bad as it is now. So,
Yeah.
but like you still see like a bunch of homeless people, and like,
Mm-hmm.
people taking craps on the middle of the street and whatever. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah,
Oh yeah.
and that was the only time I've been to California.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely should try to go to the Huntington Beach one. I mean, Huntington Beach is like I hate LA, like that LA area. It's a lot like San Francisco, just gross and dirty. But Huntington Beach is like the exception. Like it's so nice there. It's so clean esque and it's beautiful.
Yeah. So, how far is it away from where you live?
I'll still probably fly in. Huntington Beach is probably like a 7 hour, 8 hour drive, 7, 8 hours, something like that.
All right. All right.
I don't know. Maybe I will drive because it is a pain to like rent a car and stuff and Uber everywhere. So
Yeah.